What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about and discuss if I think that this year's Warriors can break the 96 Bulls record for wins in a season. The previous record was 72-10, and as of right now, the Warriors are 56-6 with 20 games left in the season. So I'm doing a game-by-game analysis. Nothing too deep into it, but my opinions and if they will make it or not. And I'm going game by game. Now starting tonight, Friday, March 11th, they're going up against the Portland Trail Blazers, but the Warriors are at home. I do believe the Warriors will win this, because the thing is, Portland did have a pretty nice blowout, and Portland is my favorite team, along with the Celtics. But Portland had home court advantage, and plus the Warriors have not lost a single game this year at home, along with the Spurs. And I just think that Golden State will be more focused, especially they've been winning games pretty solidly in the past couple days besides the Lakers game. So I think that's a win. Next up, the day after, they're going up against the Phoenix Suns, but they're at home as well in terms of the Warriors. And I think this will be an easy win for them, as the Suns are a complete mess right now. Devin Booker is looking very, very good. I didn't think he'd be this good this early, because I think he's 19 now, but he's barely 19, which is crazy to think. And he has a very, very solid future as long as he can get his potential out there, or materialize his potential. That's what I meant to say. Besides that, the team is very terrible. I mean, they lost to the Knicks by like 31 the other day, so yeah. Alright, game after that is against the New Orleans Pelicans, and this is on a Monday, so they have rest and they're at home in terms of the Warriors, so I think this should be an easy win for them. I remember watching the first game of the season was Anthony Davis versus the Warriors, and I was like, oh, Anthony Davis is going to put up like 40 and 20 and all this shit. So I drafted him on DraftKings, and he ended up doing nothing, so I was really pissed, and I'm just completely against him right now. So anyways, I'm against him and their team. Next up is the New York Knicks on a Wednesday, but the Warriors are at home again. I think this should be an easy win for them, as the Knicks really only have Carmelo and kind of Porzingis, and Aaron Aflalo can be kind of in there. But I don't think that's enough to take down the Warriors. And since the Warriors are at home and the Knicks really aren't that solid of a team in general, I don't think that it's necessarily going to be that close. It might be. I don't want to offend the Knicks fans, just like how I offended all the Raptors fans this year, but whatever. Alright, anyways. Now there's a 3-game road trip they have. The first one up against the Dallas Mavericks. Now I think they should be able to win this one, as they do have a solid 2-day rest beforehand up against the Mavericks. And yeah, I just think that they have a good chance against them. The Mavericks are alright. They're not really dealing with injuries, but they're not doing anything too spectacular this year either. They're about like a 7th seed right now, which I was expecting them to be worse, but good for them. Alright, game after that is the day after at San Antonio. With just 24 hours afterwards. I think this might be a game they might drop on the road, and this is because the short time back-to-back. I mean, it's not a far distance from Dallas to San Antonio, but San Antonio is very good on their home court, as they haven't lost, as I mentioned earlier, and they're a very good team in general. So I think they could pose a threat to the Warriors, even though the Warriors kind of killed them the last time they played. Alright, now after a couple games rest, they go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves to close their road trip. That's what I meant to say. Against the Timberwolves, I think this should be an easy win. The young Timberwolves have a lot of potential, but not right now. They're nothing too special. Alright. Then there's a game 2 days later against the Los Angeles Clippers, and I don't think that they'll lose this game. Only if Blake Griffin's back, there's a chance. So this is an iffy game for me. It's half and half. I don't think they will necessarily lose, especially on their home court. Alright, after that, they have a whole day's rest, and they go up against the Dallas Mavericks at night. Back at home for the Warriors, and I think that this should be an easy win as well. I'm just going off that. They have another 2-day rest, or a day of rest till a Sunday to face the 76ers, and I think they will win that too. I mean, sometimes the Sixers somehow pull out wins, but that's usually at home. I don't see them on the road upsetting the Warriors under any circumstance. I mean, now that I said, I probably jinxed myself and they're going to destroy them. But anyways, that's what I think. Now, there's one game, they do have a lot of rest, but it's up against the Washington Wizards, where I feel like this can get a little gritty and scrappy and possibly go either way, especially with Markieff Morris, maybe start a little debacle or fight with Draymond Green. Both are very emotional players, and the duel between John Wall and Stephen Curry might be amazing to see. Stephen Curry going up against good point guards is really fun to see in the NBA. You saw Damian Lillard the other night dropping 51 on him. So, it's always fun to watch. All right, now there's a really quick away game, and they're going up against the Utah Jazz. And the thing is really weird. They have almost no break, so they're at home. But they have to go to the Utah Jazz, and the game is played just about 18 hours later. But it's not too far from Golden State. It's, I suppose, a state or two over. So I think Golden State shall be fine and pull that one out. Now, then they go back home for a little bit, and they go up against the Boston Celtics, one of my favorite teams as well. And even though Boston almost broke their streak earlier this season, very early on, I was watching that game. They were at home in Boston, and I don't think the Celtics will necessarily be able to go onto the road and take this game away from them. All right, after that, they go up against Portland again off another day off in between. And as I said earlier, unless Portland does something great, I don't think they can win on the road against the Warriors. All right, next up, they have a home game against the San Antonio Spurs. This is another close one, but I honestly think that the Warriors will be able to pull this one out and end up winning at home, leading them to tie the NBA record for most home wins in a season at 40. The Celtics did that, I believe, in 86, which is funny because they did that in 86. Bulls won it and won the most games in a season in 96, maybe 2016 when they break both those records. That'd be pretty funny. But anyways, I think that will be I don't know, it'll be a tight win for them, and I'm positive they do have a day rest in between, which I always keep on mentioning because it's actually kind of important. So I think that would be good for them. Now, going on to Saturday, so they have a rest between Thursday in the San Antonio game and Saturday for the Memphis Grizzlies. They're at Memphis, but I think that this should be a win for them as well, just because of the fact that Memphis is completely destroyed by injuries. They just cut Mario Chalmers because he tore his Achilles. Mike Conley, I don't know what's happened with him. He's kind of injured, kind of hurt, a little of both, but they're having a lot of issues. Gasol is out. I don't know if they're good. I think they're going to make the playoffs because they just have a lot of wins to their name, but they're not looking too solid. So I think that they'll win that game in terms of the Warriors. Now, there's a game on the road for the San Antonio. When the Warriors are on the road at San Antonio. And this game, they don't have a day in between. Yes, they have more than a 24-hour time between the two games. But I don't know. I feel like San Antonio is going to try to go undefeated at home as well. I'm not going to go through San Antonio, even though they're pretty exciting of a team. But I still feel like they have a good chance to win. So I'll give this game to San Antonio. Now, final game of the season against Memphis Grizzlies at home. And as I said earlier, I just see them destroying Memphis. They did earlier this season. I believe they beat them by 50. That's when Steph had some ridiculous threes. It was all over Twitter. So that is pretty much my finalized things. I think that they will lose 2 games, and I was iffy on the Clippers. But considering that they're the Warriors, and sometimes they don't go out and play every game as hard as they possibly can. This happens against the Lakers the other day. I think you just throw in a game or 2 deviation, but still at the absolute worst, that is, I don't know, one extra loss on what I said would be 3.5. I'm kind of hedging it, which would give them most likely the record at 73-9. I'm not positive, but I feel realistically that this year they will win 73 or 74 games. I believe Tony Kornheiser said the same thing. I listened to part of the interruption. I absolutely love that show. It's really great to watch. It's funny and informative. So good on ESPN for that. But anyways, as I ramble on about the Warriors in general, I think they will break the record for wins in the season, and they might even go undefeated at home. I feel like there's a decent chance that they will. They have a lot of home games that they can slip up, but that crowd is amazing. So basically, I think they might lose 3 total games, those being on March 9th at San Antonio, Wednesday, March 23rd, possibly at home against the Clippers, and then April 10th, I think that is, up against the Spurs at San Antonio again. I'm not positive about this. This is just my personal opinion. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please give me a like and tell me down below what you think about my opinions about the teams and if they will win or not. It's just my opinions. I'm not a fan of the Warriors, but I'm a fan of watching history. And considering how exciting Steph Curry and the entire team is, and I love watching Draymond Green because he's an absolute animal and a beast, I appreciate that. So anyways, tell me what you think. Do you think they'll beat the record? I'll put it down now. I think 73-9 is realistic for them. Or not realistic, but what they'll probably get. So anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more 2K or NBA content. I actually might do some NCAA stuff and talk about the bracket and show you my bracket when Selection Sunday occurs. Yeah, subscribe for more content, of course. Share with your friends if they want to discuss this topic as well, or do whatever you want. Well, anyways, I've been rambling for way too long, but thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.